At her $1.75 million dollars in an alienation of affection case that has sparked.
Yes, she was awarded $1.75 million, pushing additional, I think, $200,000 in addition to that for her alienation of affection lawsuit against TikToker Brene. So, of course, I am coming to you with an astrological spin on this dynamic because this case has like grown far past social media and TikTok. This is like being talked about in all the worldwide local and worldwide news networks, again all over social media, and people are just really fascinated with this case. But keep in mind, this case is about a woman that experienced heartbreak. Not only her, but the husband of Brene had to experience this affair that their mutual spouses had together. But I just wanted to look at it from an astrological standpoint. I don't want to make this video too long, especially from the standpoint of Akira. And I just was curious as to, what her placements were, how she moves, and how she does relationships. And also just kind of look at 2024, which was a pivotal time when this all got started, and where she may be moving forward in the future. So I was able to collect information on social media on Akira's birth date. I wasn't able to get her birth time, but I did get her placements. I believe Kira is a Leo sun. She's also a Leo moon, and she could be a Scorpio rising. Now, one thing I saw that she has a lot of Leo in her chart. So, if you know anything about Leos, they are very passionate, they're very driven, very creative, and there could be a little bit of drama with regards to how they move in life and how they show up in life. But one of the things that I was looking at in 2024, I wanted to see where her placements were. Because from what I understand, this is when the affair was initially discovered and everything kind of broke loose. So I was looking at her placements. So back in 2024, she had a lot of placements in particular areas that govern your relationship. So one of the things she had was it appears she had Jupiter, the planet of expansion, growth, and opportunity, was in her seventh house of one-on-one relationships. We considered the seventh house the marriage house. So she had Jupiter there. She had Saturn in her fifth house. Saturn is about duty, restrictions, and hard lessons. It was in her fifth house of romance, and it was also the fifth house governs pregnancy as well. I'm going to get back to that. She also has Uranus in the Uranus in the seventh house as well. Uranus is still in her seventh house right now, and actually in retrograde motion. So Uranus is the planet of unexpected events and unpredictable changes. She also had Neptune in the fifth house of romance. She had Pluto in her third house, and she had the North Node in her sixth house and the South Node in the 12th house. So we're just going to look at a couple of those places that have really stood out for me was that seventh house and the fifth house. Now, she said she discovered, from what I understand, the affair was happening. She just initially discovered it back in January 2024. Again, she had Jupiter and she had Uranus there in the seventh house. So, Jupiter in the seventh house we look at it as the biggest benefic planet that we have in astrology, and we always equate Jupiter is to bring expansion and growth. But we fail to sometimes realize is that even though Jupiter may be bringing you big blessings, anytime Jupiter touches anything or comes into a house, it is going to blow things up, good, bad, or indifferent. So this to me, with what happened in 2024, Jupiter expanding her situation with regards to the dynamics of the affair in her marriage. So Jupiter kind of blew up her marriage during that time. She also had Uranus there. Again, Uranus is that planet of unpredictable events, unexpected events. So she surprisingly caught wind of this affair when she was looking on her husband's computer, and she wasn't looking for anything that had to do with an affair. I think she was just looking for some information on the computer, and she found some videos with regards to the two of them and some inappropriate behavior. Now, being that she found something on a computer, it stands out that Pluto, the planet of transformation, the planet of secrets as well, was transiting her third house of communication. So the third house is all about how we communicate, but it's also about technology that we use to communicate. So this would be computers, this would be social media, this would be lower level media and things of that nature. So it's not surprising to me with that Pluto going through that third house that she discovered the affair on a computer. And also how the affair apparently was documented on social media, because the third house governs lower media, which includes social media. Another thing that stands out with me is that Saturn is transiting her fifth house. Now, Saturn is the house of joy, but it also includes romance, it includes sex, it includes uh, pregnancy. And from what I understand, when she discovered the affair, I believe she was pregnant and she had a miscarriage during that time. So, with that Saturn being the planet of hard lessons and restrictions and just kind of taking you through it, I'm not surprised that she had a miscarriage with Saturn being in that fifth house of pregnancy, but also Neptune being in that fifth house. Neptune is a planet of sometimes of deception, and sometimes it's seeing things that we would like to see the way we want to see them and not seeing the truth, or things that are being presented to us in a deceptive way. And being that Neptune was in the fifth house, this is about her not realizing for a while that the relationship that her husband and Brene were having was very inappropriate, and finally discovering that, because what Saturn and Neptune does is Saturn will dissolve all of that illusion and delusion that Neptune has over you for you to see things clearly. Another thing is her South Node was currently was transiting her 12th house. 12th house is about secrets. So the South Node is about releasing things, about the stripping away of things, the discoverings of things. So with that South Node being in her 12th house, this was her about her discovering things around her and discovering things that were being hidden from her. Now, finally, the one thing that I'm going to point out about Akira is her love life. I think she is currently in a relationship right now. I would not be surprised, because she's going through her progressed moon. Typically, we have the progressed moon between 27 and 28. We usually have some kind of career shift or some type of relationship shift. You could be hearing about her getting engaged or something to that effect. Or solidifying a relationship in a serious way. They may be moving in together or something like that. But also, I want to go back to her birth chart, which is very interesting to me. And I did a video on this the other day. Akira's placements in her birth chart is in her second house of earned income. Akira has the planet Pluto in her second house of how you earn your money. And Pluto in the second house will represent a rags to riches effect. So this will look like someone going from not having money, and then some type of event that happens transforms the amount of money they have available to them, and they literally go from rags to riches, which is in her case because she's gone from not having this money to having this judgment of almost $2 million seemingly overnight. Now, we can do another video on whether or not she's going to get that money or how hard it's going to be for her to get that money. But just in the sense that her natal Pluto in second house has transformed the money that she has available to her, just with this judgment. So that's my take on what was going on with her in 2024 and how her astrology kind of played out, unfortunately. Hopefully she can heal from this. Her children can heal from this. She can move forward with this, and she can start to put this behind her. So that's my take, and I wish her the best.